go through a pair of rainbows about every 4 years. And I ruined these chasing my dog through the woods and it was wet. But they're the best flip-flops you'll ever use. Link in the description. So I've been trying to film all weekend and I had a cold. It was raining for like 3 days, and then last night I was playing 9 square. I'll show you guys what that is in a bit. And I pulled something in my back, but there was nothing getting in the way of me getting some film out for you guys this week. So if you see me limping around in this video, that's why. Anyway, stay tuned, we got a lot to do today. So from the title of the video, you can probably guess what we're gonna talk about in just a little while. But before we get to that, there's a couple things that I have to take care of today. I usually don't work on Mondays, but I do have to go to the office. I currently don't have a MacBook, so I'm using my iMac set up in the office. And I'll explain everything I gotta do while we're doing it. But first, I gotta run by Jay's house. He actually directed and edited my Brex 2020 video. But he sold me the GoPro, and now he's selling me a Gorilla Pod, right? Because I need to be able to hold my Lumix not on my, here we go. I've been holding it on this giant Amazon Basics tripod, which I love it, you know, when I'm taking still shots or whatever, but I need something a little more handheld for now, and I didn't want to drop over $100 on just like something to hold my camera with yet, you know, maybe one day, but I ain't got that kind of money. I don't know if you can tell or not, my Jeep is a little messy. There's like candy wrappers, a freaking empty Milk Duds box. Yeah. But I have a rod, I have my tackle box. I don't have a whole lot of tackle. I'll cover that in just a little while. But I am gonna go hit up this place where people fish. I'm not too optimistic because I'm still learning how to fish. I'll talk all about that later in the video. But the apps that I'm using are saying today is not a very good day to go fish anyway. It's like super overcast. Also, it's like 11:30 right now, so it's not like optimal time. But anyway, whatever. We'll cover all that later. I'm headed to Jay's house. Stay tuned.
Yeah, you got that yummy, yum, that yummy, yum, that yummy, yummy.
Okay, so I just picked up this Gorilla Pod from my boy Jay, and about to leave his house. Just want to say shout out, you know, we're besties, we both drive the same kind of vehicle. We've always loved Jeeps, but it's really cool to have the same vehicle. We went and rode dirt roads one time, that was a ton of fun. But now I gotta head to the office. I'll tell you what I'm working on over there, and then we'll get into the meat of the video. See you there.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. You can order when you're ready.
Can I get 3 of the shredded chicken quesadilla melts and a large Baja Blast soft drink? You guys want anything?
All right, anything else?
That'll do it.
Everything on your screen correct?
Looks good.
All right, your total is $5.60. I'll see you at the window.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I had mentioned earlier that I felt like I pulled something in my back. I'm feeling a lot better today. We were playing this game called 9 Square, and for those of you that don't know what 9 Square is, it's basically 4 square, but instead of on the ground, your square is above you. There's 9 of them, and the goal is to hit the ball up back out of your square. Whoever's in the very center square is the king or queen, whatever. We're gender neutral here. But here's why I love this game, and if you're a youth pastor or a school teacher and you're looking for a cool game, whether you're a high school senior or a 6th grader, everyone is kind of on an equal playing field. Sure, people can jump up and spike it as well, but man, I've seen the 6th graders get the seniors out and vice versa. Like, it's just a fun game. Everybody has a good time. It's super easy to play, but you know you're getting old when you hurt yourself playing 9 Square in the air. So what I'm doing now is I'm actually substitute teaching for a friend tomorrow, and so I had to log in. I had to come to the office because I don't have a computer at home, and log in and make sure that everything was right. It is. So I got my first sub gig tomorrow. I'm super nervous, but luckily some of my students from the church are in this class, so I'll be able to hang out with them a little bit, and hopefully they won't steer me wrong, but might be a funny joke for them if they do. But so I'm gonna eat my lunch real quick and then work on a couple things on the computer, and then I'm gonna head out to the lake and talk to you guys about where this content's going. So here we go. Another thing while I'm here in the office, look at my stupid hair. What is it doing? I hate when you like get out of the shower and your hair's still wet and you put a hat on and it just messes everything up, you know? I'm trying to be kind of quiet because our secretary is actually working right out there. I don't want to bother her. But while I'm here in the office, I'm charging all my batteries. I'm actually going to start the process of this video. Maybe one day I'll do a video on how I personally edit my videos, but actually, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. But for now, I'm just gonna do a little bit of work, then we're gonna hit the lake. I'll see you soon. I'm going the wrong way. I'm dumb. Turn around these people's yard. Good thing about a Jeep is my turn radius is so low, I don't really have to, I can easily turn around in the middle of the road, barely touching these people's grass that's dead anyway. But I've never been down that road. I don't know where I was headed, but. So why do I want to get more into vlogging and specifically more fishing content? Well, I think this story has 3 parts. The first part is I'm from a small town in Alabama, and as much as when you're younger, you're like, I can't wait to get out of the country, away from all this, get into the city life. The truth is you can take the boy out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the boy. When we were in high school, actually, Jay, his dad, had a pond full of bass, brim, catfish, and I remember going to the Piggly Wiggly and buying chicken livers and going catfishing at his dad's house. You know, it's something that I wanted to get into when I was younger, but for whatever reason, there was always something else. Like, I was always more into video games or girls or, you know, whatever was going on. I never really got into fishing, except for when me and him, and I had one other buddy a couple times, would either fish at Jay's dad's house or we would go to the lake. And so fishing is something that I kind of liked growing up, but you know, growing up in a single parent house with just my grandmother, fishing wasn't something that we did together, and so it's something that later in life I'm trying to learn how to do. So I guess you could say there was a part of me that always liked fishing, and it's fun, it can be relaxing most of the time if you catch literally anything. So all the neighborhoods around here have ponds like all over the place, and I just haven't really had any luck at them. So I'm actually headed out to this place right now called the Hatchery that's pretty popular. A lot of people fish out here. A lot of people like put their boats in out here. But I'm just gonna be fishing off the bank, and it's actually somewhere that me and a buddy, Joe, I don't know if Joe ever watches my videos. If he does, man, huge shout out to him. Such a good guy. He lives in Florida now, but me and him would fish out here occasionally, and I have caught one bass out here. I'm gonna put a picture of it if I can remember right here on the screen. But I'm gonna head out here and then I'll get into part 2 of why I want to get into fishing and vlogging. Okay, so 6 miles later, we're finally at the hatchery. I'll show you guys some footage of this place, but I did want to take a second to say, if you're enjoying the content, make sure you hit subscribe. It helps me out tremendously when we're trying to grow the channel and the community. Also, I'm trying to get my Amazon blacksmith stuff up and running, so I'm gonna link in the description a lot of the stuff that I either use to make this video or talk about in this video, and if you click that link and order any of the stuff, I get a small kickback, but most importantly, it will help in the future when it comes to trying to monetize my content. So thank you guys so much, and here's part 2 of my fishing story. Okay, so part 2 as to why I want to get into more vlogging, outdoors, and specifically fishing stuff. When I moved to South Carolina originally, me and my buddy Joe that I talked about earlier, if I leave that in the video, we got super into fishing, and we would actually come out here to the hatchery a lot and try to learn as best we could on how to catch bass. And we would watch videos and go fishing and watch videos and go fishing and strike out most of the time, but it was just such a good time with him. And at the time, most of the videos on YouTube were all about like competitive fishing and how to get into tournaments and boating and things like that. And we knew that, you know, neither one of us were in a position to get a boat probably anytime soon. But it was a ton of fun. I got super into it. I had a few rods and reels, and when I moved back to Atlanta, I kind of fell out of that. I only had one buddy to go fishing with, and we didn't really have a whole lot of spots to go. And so now that I've moved back to South Carolina, one of the things that I remember enjoying so much about living here before that got me out of the house, away from playing video games all day, was actually fishing. And so I went and bought a cheap $100 rod and reel combo. I have the Guggen Squad spinning combo that I bought for like 60 bucks just to have a spinning combo. And I've got a few different baits, and I'll talk a little bit about that stuff in a video coming up, but I'm slowly starting to build back up my fishing armory, I guess, the stuff that I use to fish, and I'll go through that stuff in another video. But I got the basics, got my license, that's important. And I'm about to walk. There's actually a trail right back here. I'm about to walk where it opens up to the lake, and I'm actually going to do some fishing out there. I'm going to record some on the GoPro. I'm going to take my tripod, and we're going to wrap this video up out there, hopefully catching a fish. You guys know I've been creating content for a while, mainly over on Twitch. I've primarily been playing video games like Fortnite and League of Legends, and that's why my channel is Brex Live, because that's my username when I play video games online. And just, I love creating content. So when I was watching YouTube videos on getting back into fishing, I discovered that a lot of people are actually doing a lot of kayak fishing. And so I started thinking, like, I would love to get a kayak sooner than later. So that's like the next big purchase for me, and get into kayak fishing. I had mentioned earlier, like, this would be an amazing place to go do some kayak fishing. And that one thing led to another. You know, I was watching a lot of Chad Hoover's videos, such informative. Like, I'm telling you, when I don't know anything and I'm just learning how to fish, I'm telling you, I don't know anything. So those videos were very informative. And then I found the Guggen Squad, and it's very polarizing. People either really love them or really hate them. I really enjoy their content. I think it's good, it's funny, it's informative, and all the guys on their individual channels are really great as well. And they remind me a lot of FaZe Clan in the gaming community, and that's actually a video that I want to do soon, talking about FaZe Clan and the Guggen Squad and how they're actually good for their sport. And that led me to Weston Smith, and if you can tell a difference in my Instagram, I've been listening to a lot of his content and a lot of his recommendations on how to up your Instagram game and your YouTube game. So Guggen Squad, Weston Smith, Chad Hoover, several other channels about fishing and getting into it. And I see that the content for fishing and outdoor stuff isn't as lame, I guess, as it used to be. People are doing more creative things, and you know, it really inspired me, like, hey, I want to do that. I want to make that kind of content as well. And so coming from someone who's barely fished any growing up, into, I thought I heard somebody, barely fished growing up, into wanting to take it seriously, wanting to get into it. I want to get a kayak. I'd love to fish tournaments in the future. There's actually a guy in my church that said that he could teach me everything he knows and get me to that level. So that's the goal, is to continue to learn together, to grow together. If you have any tips for beginners, definitely leave them down in the comment section below. I read all of my comments. I respond to all of my comments, and that's something that Weston Smith said was a really good idea, and so that's something that I try to do as well. I mean, my channel's not big enough to where I can't do that. So yeah, here's to the future of everything here at youtube.com/BrexLive. I'm just feeling a little like live streaming on Twitch isn't really gaining any momentum, and I would love to be able to do content for more than just part-time. So let's do this thing. Make sure you share my stuff on all your socials as well. Get the name out there. Let's make a difference in this world of content creating. And yeah, let's do some fishing and see if I can catch anything. So I can't wait to be able to get all the way back in these coves and stuff with a kayak. So if you have like a kayak recommendation, definitely drop that below. I've been looking at Vibes, the Seago series, like the 130 or the 110. Those things look sick. Oh look, pine straw. All right, I might need to switch sooner than later if I'm just gonna get all this pine straw. switched up. This GoPro mount's a little heavy, so it doesn't want to like angle down. But I just put a green and blue Bandito bug on a Texas rig, and I'm gonna try this out for a little while and see how it goes. I'm gonna just fish this kind of slow across the bottom. Actually, I'm gonna take go a few yards down this way. My man's got a War Eagle boat over there. I wonder if he's an Auburn fan as well. War Eagle, buddy. Took my bug spray out of my tackle box. Big mistake. Alright guys, a fish just swirled like right here. I don't know if it was a bass or if it even wants to eat this little worm, but I'm gonna throw a few more times. So I got a phone call from the high school that I'm subbing at tomorrow. I'm gonna throw a couple more times. I gotta call Ems back. She just called. She must be out of school. Yep, it's 3:04. I will call her back. Ooh, just heard something weird in these bushes right here, so I'm actually going to dip. Looks like a good time to end it on. I'm gonna head back to the Jeep and get the end of this video shot.
Thank you for choosing Starbucks. What can we get started for you today?
Can I get a venti blueberry black tea with lemonade?
Lemon tea, blueberry, black tea with lemonade.
That's it.
Is that all for you today?
That'll do it.
That'll be $4.68 at the window.
Thank you. All right, had to grab some Starbucks to get me through. I'm gonna go to the office and edit this video. You know, we didn't catch a fish. It's kind of anticlimactic for my first fishing vlog, but it's kind of the point since we're just learning and getting into fishing as a hobby. Don't forget that if you like the content, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below with some of your beginner fishing tips. And as always, I'm gonna link some things down in the description, stuff I used to shoot this video with, some other channels that I'm watching. Remember, if you click that Amazon link and you order anything that I've recommended, I will get a small kickback from that, and it's gonna help monetize my channel. Kind of the way I did my Twitch channel, so that we can make more income and make more videos like this for you guys. So until next time guys, I will see you then.